What's going on, guys? Welcome to Ajax Reviews. Today we review Identity. Directed by James Mangold. Stranded at a desolate Nevada motel during a nasty rainstorm, 10 strangers become acquainted with each other when they realize that they're being killed off one by one. Now, Identity is one of those movies that I saw a long time ago, probably around 2004 when I seen it at a video store. I'm like, well, how bad can it be? I'm not really a huge fan of John Cusak, but at the time I was watching a lot of Ray Liotta movies and Peet, so I'm like, let's check it out. I watched this movie and I have to say, back then I was extremely impressed. I've watched this movie a few times since then, and every time I remain just as impressed. I liked the flow of the movie, and I liked the acting in the movie, but I didn't really remember a whole lot of the movie. Like, I didn't remember how people died, I didn't remember who the killer was, so I watched it again to review it, and well, let's just say that my mind changed a little bit, but not too much. So without any further ado, let's get into the review.
What's up, lady? Jesus, what happened?
Identity is one of those psychological thrillers that make you think you have everything figured out. And then when you get to the end of the movie, it kicks you right in the nuts. And you're like, okay, I see what you did there. I actually love everything about this movie. I like the characters, the tension, the build-up, the story, and the finale. There's not much to dislike when it comes to Identity. It's actually a very well done movie. Identity uses sleight of hand very well. It has a lot of twists and turns, keeps you guessing, and it turns out that every character is a red herring. This is actually one of those types of movies that if Alfred Hitchcock and Quentin Tarantino would have gotten together and made a movie, this would have fucking been it. Ray Liotta and John Cusak played their characters perfectly, as did Peet and the rest of the cast. I was actually really impressed. This movie was well shot, well scored, well edited, and well acted out. This movie just happens to be one of my favorites just based off of the creativity alone. Not to mention the location and the setting, and then all the other things that I've already mentioned. This movie just covers such a wide array. It covers slasher, suspense, psychological, and even dabbles a bit in the supernatural. I just can't say enough good shit about this movie. So what did I like about this movie? I think the cast was perfectly selected, and I think that they did a perfect job at performing their roles. Another thing I liked was the effects. The effects were not over the top, but not underwhelming. They were just right there in that right in the center, the comfortable medium. Also the cinematography. A lot of the camera moves were just really fucking cool. Some more things I liked about this movie was the setting and the story. It's like the motel, just like in the movie Vacancy, the motel was its own character. And the last thing that I liked about it is all the red herrings. All the characters were a red herring, and all the twists and turns along the way, they were fun to watch and see unfold. So what did I dislike about this movie? Honestly, it's really hard to choose something, because there's not a whole lot to dislike. Matter of fact, in my opinion, there's not a damn thing to dislike about this movie. I think everything about this movie was done very, very well. It's not perfect by any means, but it is still a really good movie. So, in conclusion, would I recommend this movie? Well, have you been paying attention? Because hell yes I would. I've recommended this movie to so many people already it's not even funny. All of which all thanked me after the fact for introducing them to such a good movie. So if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend you find it, you watch it, and enjoy it. And with that being said, guys, I have to give this movie a 4.5 out of 5. And that's going to do it for me for today, guys. So remember, until next time, stay smart, stay clean, keep the dream. Don't let the man get you down, because if he does, he may just take a baseball bat, shove it down your throat, and I just thought of something. You know, Gary Busey would have been amazing in this movie as Malcolm Rivers. That's something to think about.